This week on the feed, Lil Nas X's shoes.
I love this. I don't get it. I don't even, what?
Kim Kardashian's gloves.
But I think it makes for a good picture.
Picture?
If I buy you one, would you wear it?
No.
Lies.
And Lainey tosses her lunch.
She starts throwing the pizza around. In this economy, with food prices increasing?
Do you know what one of my favorite things to do is?
Yeah, I do.
What?
Shop.
Yes, and then talk about what I bought with you. So talking about fashion with you, so let's get right into it. Lil Nas X.
Yeah.
My mom always said, nothing tried, nothing done.
Yeah.
He's trying something here. A Tim boot, classic piece of a wardrobe, and an Air Force One.
On top of each other.
On top of each other.
Yeah.
What, how, huh?
It's like a footwear layer cake.
Yes. Right away, I'm like, I love this. I don't get it. I don't even, what? But I kind of want one. I don't know if I'd go outside in it, but I just kind of want one to have.
There's literally nobody else was like wearing these.
I think you'd be amazing in this shoe. I want this to be your next purchase.
How do I get this?
I want you to be the first person in Canada to have this shoe.
Is it a shoe or is it a boot?
I don't know.
This is a good question. And like, where does the foot go? Does it go in the Air Force One or does it go in the Tim?
Listen, we both know we can scroll through our archives. Fashion sometimes doesn't have to be practical.
10 years from now, you're gonna be like, wow, look what Lil Nas X did. Look what he wore.
You know what this is? This is the essential. So this is so New York. This is New York City. So a Tim boot.
Yeah.
And an Air Force One. This is like the holy grail for every New Yorker.
Yeah.
The only thing missing is the combination of like a beanie, we call it a toque, and a New York fitted. Like someone's got to put those together now. I love this, Lil Nas X. Thank you so much for doing this.
And I also love that men's fashion, because this is kind of marketed towards men. I mean, I think it's going to be gender neutral at some point. It's so exciting this way. You couldn't do this with an Air Force One on top of a Louboutin. Someone's gonna try it, and I'm gonna say no. But this is for sure something you can do.
Remember, we're talking about someone who could do this. I would say Nicki Minaj can, because she's a real New Yorker, and you know
an Air Force One on top of a Louboutin?
She could do it.
Yeah,
If anybody
right.
could do it, it's Nicki Minaj.
You're right. So Kim Kardashian is trying to launch a fashion item that is, well, whatever. It's swim gloves.
Yeah.
Do we need gloves when we're swimming?
Okay, we don't. I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I'm gonna say we don't need gloves when we're swimming, but we do need good pictures. Good pictures are a priority on anybody's vacation. I don't care. We are all into it now. And so to me,
I
this is a
that.
good look. It's like having the little, the thing that you put over your swimsuit. What's that called?
That is totally not the same.
It's a different accessory. The cover up. It's a cover up.
Here's my thing.
Yes.
I understand that she's trying to make money, and so every little like gimmick is worth it. But the girls are spending so much money on their manicures. Look at my manicure.
Let me see.
This manicure is fresh for this show.
You could wear the gloves.
Why would I wear the gloves? Do you know how much this manicure costs in time and in money?
Okay, well, hold on. Are you trying to say that
she's
she's too extra? Because you and I are referred to as extra by other people with our fashion. So I'm kind of like, I'm like right there with Kim, but not exactly, because we are extra.
I think on fashion and function, this is a fail. On function, I think it's dangerous if you're out in the water and you can't feel changes in temperature. You know, whatever, if you're bumping up against something like coral.
It's definitely not practical,
it's not
but I think it makes for a good picture.
And on function,
Picture?
If I buy you one, would you wear it? No. Lies.
How can you say this looks good when like everything runs in, there's no gap in skin, there's no break in the fabric? This is a bad idea, and anybody who buys this is an idiot. I said it, there I said it. Katy Perry was at a club.
Oh, goodness. We are talking about this? Okay.
Some pizza was ordered.
Yes.
I don't know why you're ordering pizza in a club when people are getting sweaty and flinging their like
biological fluids
everywhere, but fine.
I'm with you. Eating in the club is just always so weird to me. I've done it a few times.
So then, instead of like going around and passing the slices of pizza like in a civilized manner, she starts throwing the pizza around.
Honestly, to me, I interpret that as so obnoxious, so rude. Handing out pizza to people is cool. Sure, it's not hygienic. I've done it a few times. But like, throwing pizza at people?
In this economy, with food prices increasing, seriously, because one piece of pizza could end up on the floor, and you know that's like whatever, $3.99.
I'm dead. Okay.
People are hungry. Can I have a piece of pizza, please? I don't even like eating outside, but do you think I'm gonna fling this pizza?
Where did you get pizza from?
People are hungry.
Right.
Don't waste the pizza. So October World Festival is that the final piece was supposed to be a Young Money reunion.
Yeah.
So Drake brought back Lil Wayne,
Yeah.
Nicki was on her way, and then it had to be canceled, postponed because Drake isn't feeling well.
You know, it sucks because I know how much it meant to him. I know that this is sort of like the foundation to his career. Not even sort of. This was his foundation to his career. He was introduced into a crew as this Canadian kid, the Toronto
Yeah.
kid. You know, you got Little Twist, you got Gutta Gutta, you got Mac Main for president. You know, like all these people that were running the rap game at the time. And then here comes Drizzy Drake Rogers.
Funny thing, Drizzy Drake Rogers comes from the fact that I used to email Wayne from an @Rogers BlackBerry, and he used to think that that was my last name.
You know, in a cardigan and a fresh haircut.
Yeah.
And now look, now he's the Don. There's nothing bigger.
The progression of that, as you said, from that foundation, the beginnings of his career.
I don't have to introduce myself, do I? It's D-R-A-K-E, that's me. It's your boy Drake.
In this crew, the Young Money crew, to the point where he's so powerful now that he can create this reunion.
Yeah.
Everybody agreed to come to Toronto, not New York,
No.
not Atlanta,
No.
not LA,
No.
and not in an award show. That was what was impressive to me, because typically reunions like this happen at BET,
Right.
they happen at the Grammys, they happen at the Billboard Awards,
Right.
and it's televised around the world. He was doing a festival, no television rights. He just knew the world's eyes would be on October World Festival in like the 416, in the 6. That power from, and in a, like not that long of a time.
Honestly, you're right. And people love reunions. And this would have also been this amazing opportunity for him to give those flowers on stage to someone like a Lil Wayne.
For him to do what he does and recognize the talent in me coming from Canada and hearing like I was on a TV show and still want to be like, yo, fly this kid out right now because I know.
And, you know, Birdman would have been there.
Yeah.
And, anyways, it just sucks because it just seems like, I don't know, I hate to call it a curse. I hate to, you know, I don't want to put a label on it, but do you notice that this isn't the only show that's gotten canceled in the last little bit? The Weeknd hasn't been able to perform in Toronto since 2017. Shawn Mendes for other reasons, but like it just seems like
Justin Bieber,
Adele. We waited so long for these concerts, and I know these artists want to perform. We're not talking about anybody not wanting to perform or just running off and gallivanting. Like these people want to perform, and then there's different things that have held them back from doing so. And it's disappointing, man. This curse needs to be lifted. We need to lift the curse of the summer cancellation. Good vibes only.
Good vibes only. And I think this is the reality of the touring business now.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think you see it happening to the biggest artists. These aren't small names.
Right.
You know, these are the biggest names in music, and they're having to, for a variety of reasons, not be in front of their fans in a live setting. It is disappointing, but I think that is kind of keeping up with changes in the world, like in this business.
Yeah.
From streaming changes, from the way they record, from how they put out music, to the videos, now to the tours. Everything has been affected. And what's interesting, you and I, as culture and entertainment reporters, that's been a shift for us too.
100%. And you know what though? There's one thing I've learned throughout this whole entire experience is like, I'm down to fight for something, but I will never force it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna force it. We'll fight for it, but we're not gonna force it. And then we're resilient as people. So we adjust, we pivot, and we keep it going. So cute, Angelina Jolie and Zahara. You know, she's going to Spelman. You're actually, matter of fact, you're the one that told me about this story. And when I looked at the video, I was just like, this is so cute. You know, Angelina Jolie doing the electric slide. Could have been a cringe moment, but it wasn't. Not for me anyways.
There's so many things I love about this. First of all, like Angelina in mom mode. Like,
super mom mode.
There's nothing cringy about it,
No.
but the reason why it wasn't cringy is because she wasn't a mom trying to be a student. She was a mom being a mom.
She stayed in her lane.
She stayed in her lane.
Yeah.
She happens to be one of the most beautiful women in the world
Ever.
and like an iconic movie star. And we find her at the Spelman Welcome Barbecue for new students. Also not a place where we expect literally, and like this is People will be talking about Angelina Jolie like they talk about Marilyn Monroe, without the sad part, obviously. Fingers crossed, no jinx.
Yeah.
So I think it's so amazing that like you don't see any security around there. She was just vibing with people. People were approaching on Instagram saying, "Can I take a selfie?"
Right.
Selfies were all over the place.
Hold on, let's not skip over the fact that her daughter chose to go to Spelman. I think that in itself
an HBCU.
An HBCU. I think that is beautiful. I think that is powerful. And I think that having Angelina there to support this new decision and seeing that it's like a family, an exciting moment for the family as well, as she's being welcomed into a school with such rich history. So shout out to the HBCUs and shout out to Zahara for picking a great institution.
And shout out to sort of mixed race families.
Yes,
And,
yes.
you know, Angelina has always said that her children come from different places in the world, and she encourages them to get into and be informed about their culture and tap into their communities. And Angelina has said that, but the follow through is, I will also want to be welcomed within that community and do what I can respectfully.
Respectfully, yeah, 100%. Look, it's a cultural exchange, and a lot of times you kind of, whatever you're mixed with, sometimes you fall to one side or the other, but it's beautiful when you can enjoy all that the culture has to offer. So I'm just excited. I love just sitting back and chatting with you about all these different things, but every Friday, new episodes.
New episodes. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can get more of the feed.
Also, what will she wear next Friday?